welcome to another video episode in my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little channel on YouTube and my corner of the general interwebs where I like to talk about crafts, although I'm on a little bit of a crafting hiatus right now. Hopefully that won't last much longer. But books as well, because I love to read, and TV and movies, and other life and chatty things that I want to share with you. So thank you very much for choosing to watch this video and spend a little bit of your time with me. I really hope that you enjoy it. Please settle in, get yourself a delicious beverage, and let's enjoy a lovely visit. I took a break last week. Today is March 14th. And after my last video that I recorded, life just hit a little bit unexpectedly and a little bit hard. Something happened and it has made things extra busy for me and also been kind of emotionally really draining. So when I have had downtime, I haven't really been reading, and so I don't think hardly any reading has happened. I'm preparing to get back into it. Things have calmed down a little bit. I need a little water. Sorry, my throat was starting to feel a little scratchy. Things are starting to settle a little bit. And I'm feeling ready to get back into the books. And it is also today the first day of a 1-week mini readathon. This is a part of the Orilium magical readathon. Orilium is an academy. I think Aldea is the world. Let me check that because I have my notebook, my magical readathon notebook, and I even made my best copy of the map of the world. And yes, Aldea is the world, Orilium is the academy. It is a magical school. And last year we did the novice path to gain entrance into the Orilium Academy. And we got sorted. My guild, I drew a little picture of our guild symbol. I got sorted into the Order of the Crescent at the Academy. We are preparing this week to start our studies at the Academy in another readathon. But this mini 1-week readathon is to gear up to get our character ready. I've been building my character, reading some more books. One of the books I'm going to be reading this week will be for my character. The only thing I need to finish for my character is the heritage prompt. I'm going to be an earthling which uses earth magic. And you can be one of 4 kinds of earthling, like for all the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water. I want to be a earthling. And so I'm going to be reading, the prompt is to read a book with elemental magic or an elemental word in the book or series title. I'm going to be reading the 2nd book in the Broken Earth trilogy, which does, I think the magic in that book is, I would call it an earth magic, an elemental magic. And it's the Broken Earth trilogy. The series title has earth in it. And I'm going to be reading a cat book. Here's The Guest Cat by Takashi Hiraide. It is a novella, which I think will be easy to read in a week. And it features a cat. This will get me a cat familiar, because in the crescent, in the order of the crescent, you can, each order has a different legacy, different things you can get as a legacy. And in the order of the crescent, you can get an animal familiar. So to do that for this Gear Up week mini readathon, you read a book with that animal or about that animal. I also have a book in my Libby app. It just came in from a library hold request, which is The Cat Who Saved Books. This is another Japanese novel written by Sosuke Natsukawa. So I think they're both novellas. I'm either going to read this one or the one in my Libby app, The Cat Who Saved Books. I think The Cat Who Saved Book is a little more whimsical, might be a little more fun and cheerful, which might suit me better at this moment. But I do want to read this too. Although this doesn't have a deadline, it's in my bookshelf, so I don't have to return it. The fact that the other book will expire might make that one a higher priority as well. But one of those two, one of the cat books, I will read to get my cat familiar this week. And the other Gear Up item, I'm going to use a book that I read earlier. G, the host, from Book Roast. Book Roast is the name of her YouTube channel. She is being very, she is allowing you to bend the rules if you really, really want to. And I need to finish that Earth book, and it's a long one. The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin is a long book. Although she said you don't have to finish the book in the week. But I'd like to get a long way into it. So I am using a book that I already read in January for my magical conduit. I have chosen to get a staff. And to read that book, all I have to do is read a book from a series. And in January, I read Truth of the Divine by Lindsay Ellis. So I'm counting that. And for the Gear Up, I'll be reading Obelisk Gate and one of the two cat books. Now, you might be wondering, well, Obelisk Gate is book 2 of a series. You could double up. And G has been generous in being like, we can be some bit bendy with the prompts, and we can be a little bit bendy. We can be bendy with the time if you really, really want to or need to. But she has been pretty clear that she does not want us doubling up on prompts. That is a no-no. So I am going to honor that, and I respect that. So I'm not going to double up. I'm not going to break that rule by doubling up the series and using it for both my heritage for my character and my staff for the conduit. Why did I choose a staff? That's a good question. I thought about it. I was debating between a wand and a staff. I thought, a wand is super light and easy to carry. It's not going to weigh you down. You can carry it everywhere, anywhere, all the time, have it on you. So it's handy that way. And it's easily concealable. You can, have it in your pocket or have it in your bag. Nobody needs to know you have it. And then if you get in a situation, there it is, you can whip it out. Those are pluses for the wand. But for a staff, I thought it can be a walking stick. And we might be traveling in some of our studies and might need to go on a quest later. So I might want the staff as a walking stick. Also, it can be a defensive weapon or offensive. If you learn to fight well with a staff, it can be an offensive or defensive weapon, as well as very handy walking stick on a quest. So I decided that a staff was more multi-purpose. I can defend myself, have a walking stick for traveling. That was my thinking and why I wanted a staff instead of a wand. But this is all about the Orilium Gear Up week-long readathon, and I enjoyed the first part of this relaunch of her magical readathon. I enjoyed putting together this notebook for my time in the Orilium Academy as I study and go on in other readathon sessions. I'm excited that my character is almost built. And yeah, very, very exciting. So a great way to dive back into the books. I did finish one book that I had been reading before. I finished The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Delilah Harris. And that was a thriller horror. Excuse me, I want another sip of water. The Other Black Girl is a thriller horror novel, which I enjoyed quite a bit. It is a slow burn, and I feel like this is a debut novel, and I think it's a very strong and ambitious debut. I look forward to reading more. of what she writes. I think she's an exciting new author that I want to keep an eye on. I do think as a debut, pacing might be a little bit of a slight weakness. I wish the ending had been developed a little more. It felt like the ending was a bit quick, and that maybe if some of the things had been introduced earlier and it wasn't as slow in the middle, and then just a big like woo at the end, I might have preferred that, but really it was very strong, very, very good debut from a very interesting new author. I enjoyed her writing. It was great to read. And I liked her characters. And I liked what she had to say. It was a very good discussion about the structures of white supremacy in publishing specifically, but I think there are some general things that can translate to any like very white corporate work setting. So I think it had a lot of great things to say. And there were multi-POVs, and from what I read after I finished, some people found the random chapters, or they seemed random. They did come together towards the second half, and especially at the end. But some people, they didn't work as well for everyone. And some people found them confusing, especially earlier in the book, until you started to see the connections. But I enjoyed that. I liked having the different perspectives, and it was giving a good context to what was going on and things that the main character, Nella, knew nothing about. And so I thought that the perspective and the information that we got from those other points of view was really good. And I liked the way that she did it. So I gave it a 4-star, and I really, really enjoyed The Other Black Girl. I have not progressed really in any of the other books that I had been in the middle of, and I'm kind of going to be focusing more on the readathon this week, but I do fully intend to finish soon-ish those other books and get back to them, maybe hopefully a bit this week, but like I said, they're not going to be priority. The priority this week is going to be the readathon, and I'll get back to the other 3 books as I can. That is the reading and readathon and book check-in. And I don't really have much else to talk about. I know things have been tough everywhere. And I have been thinking a lot about all of that stuff that's going on in the world. And I really hope that wherever you are, you and your family and all of your loved ones, and that you are well and safe, and if you are affected by the war in Ukraine or any of the other political things going on, like the bad political things happening in the United States, especially like Texas and Florida state legislature and all of those things, or any other political strife in the country where you live. Yeah, I hope that you're doing okay. And hope that you're enjoying anything that you're reading or any creative projects that you are working on. Also, I have not forgotten about reading banned books. I can put under this video in the description, I will put a link to a list of some of the books that Texas is making it. Their list is really long, but this is a list of some of the, like, 50 of them that they're, I don't know how they chose the 50 from their list, but anyway, at least a partial list of books that Texas specifically is trying to ban. But there are other states and other movements around the United States to ban books from schools and libraries. So if you want to take a look at that link and see if there are any books there that you are interested in reading, and we can chat in the comments about what we want to do for a reading project, whether we want to choose a book to read together, whether we just want to read what we want to read, but, cheer each other on and talk about what banned books we chose and why. However we want to do it and whatever we want it to be like. Yeah, so we can discuss that in the comments below. I'd also love to hear any other chatty things, like what you're reading now, or if you are doing any creative projects that you're enjoying. I'd love to see any of that in the comments. And take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.